and stars in the sky. And that's the reason why we love AK. Until the day we die, we will be loyal. We will be true to you, to you, to you.
If you would allow me, I would like to read my interest letter from back in 2002. Yes, I still have it. I recently had a hard drive crash, but amazingly, I was able to save some items off of my hard drive, and I actually had a hard copy of this interest letter at my mother's home, so it made it a lot easier for me to go and get it and read it to you guys. So here we go. Dear ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, my name is Simone 56. I am 22 years old and I was born and raised in the blah blah blah. I am currently a sophomore pursuing a degree at blah blah blah, where I am majoring in computer science and mathematics. My future goal is to either become a high school teacher or to be a programming analyst. Side note, I was a teacher for 2 years and I did not like it. I would like to work with kids in some capacity. My hobbies include praising the Lord, singing with my church's choir, designing web pages for friends, and I love poetry, readings, and museums. Still do. When doing my research on Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, I took note of the 5 targets of the sorority. If I am chosen to represent Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, I will do my best to accomplish the 5 targets. The causes that I have the ability to contribute most to are the black family and education. I can participate by taking a proactive stance on issues. I will be a role model by finishing my college education, staying out of trouble, keeping my moral and ethical center, mentoring children, and encouraging our brothers and sisters to do the same. The black family is essential to our community structure, and I could possibly help in aiding a program under that education target. The Ivy Academy would be an avenue where a mentoring program could be started for young girls. The PIMS program, which is Partnership in Math and Science, would possibly be the most productive for me, especially with my math and computer science knowledge. The possibility of implementing a new program under the black family target that stresses the strengthening of moral and ethical beliefs would definitely be something I am interested in. I am seeking membership in Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated because its goals and the ladies that represent the sorority echo the way I choose to live my life. Secondly, the programs that Alpha Kappa Alpha promotes are those that are of great importance to me. I want to be a part of an organization that has a genuine interest in the advancement of African American black people, stability, and a proven passion for knowledge, particularly in math and science. I definitely do not want to be a person who is in an organization just for the letters, but a proactive instrument in making the goals of the sorority continue to be the main priority. Striving to be the best in school and in personal endeavors is one of my main goals, including scholastics. Extracurricular activities are always on my schedule, such as being in my current college's Math and Computer Science Club, where I am currently treasurer, and the Fishers of Men Christian Club. I have also personally wanted to give back to the community, especially after our recent tragedies. Please note I wrote this shortly after 9/11. I have worked with blank blank in packing and collecting food for the homeless, as well as working with blank blank in every capacity, from office work to cleaning graffiti off the walls of our streets. My commitment to community service will definitely be an asset to Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority. The awards I have won include an award from the blank 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 for outstanding contribution to the Division of School Safety at 18 years old. The award I am most proud of is a trophy for achieving a 90 average at my alma mater blank blank high school. My administrative work experience would certainly be helpful, as I bring 7 years of work experience, including working as an office manager and most importantly working as a senior counselor for preteen kids. Those 2 positions truly tested my leadership abilities and brought out the best in me. In many ways, I believe that if I were chosen for membership, I could further improve my leadership skills and abilities. If I am chosen as a member, I will bring intelligence, the ability to work with others despite differing cultural, racial, and social barriers, a hard-working spirit, and most of all, dependability to the sorority. I will do my best to represent Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and I will work to continue the progression of this entity and most of all, preserve a rich history. Thank you for allowing me to express interest into your organization. Sincerely yours, Simone 56. Now, I wrote this letter in 2002 and meant every word of it. For those who said, oh, you should have done your research and you should have did this and you should have did that, I did as much research as someone in 2002 can do. The chapter that I had joined was still there. However, when I came back to that school after shortly being born again, the chapter wasn't suspended, but the members in the chapter were suspended, and there were currently no members in the chapter. So I had to network and I had to talk to people, and it's so funny. I look back at those experiences, and even AKAs even back then said, you know what, it's not the utopia that people make it out to be. And I remember that dear sister, she said that to me, but you know, I was still determined. You know, they say you have to be so determined, and I was so determined to join this organization, even though she told me that, and I could see the sadness in her face when she told me that. One and one didn't click together. But all I knew is that I knew that, one, I had to pledge, and two, that I had to go the route of going through the official process being initiated. And I had contact with all of those suspended members of the sorority in 97. I had contact with all of them. So the fact of the matter is, I knew what I was getting into as far as pledging. I knew that I wanted to pledge for the simple fact I knew that you didn't get respect as a Greek if you did not have an underground process where I live. But I still see people talk about folks behind their back and going to the different events and really observing certain things. I knew it was an unwritten rule amongst members of the sorority. Let me tell you, before that I went to a rush in 2001 and the rush was so intense in 2001. I was not accepted as a member then. I did not qualify in 2001 because I wasn't full-time. And I didn't know you had to be full-time to apply for that 2001 year. So that's why I was in spring 2001. So what happened was that members of the graduate chapter took me on. And they took me on, and from there would invite me to their events and do that kind of stuff. So I was being exposed to the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha through this particular chapter. But please keep in mind, you see all of this stuff from the outside looking in. It is a much different matter when you're inside and you see it for all it is. Everybody can put up a good front. Like the family that's constantly arguing amongst themselves can put up a front when company comes. That's exactly what happens during a lot of public events for sorority and fraternities. They'll put their best foot forward, but you don't really know what's going on inside until you're in.